Hi, I'm Bob Batcher, Executive Director of Prime Plus Senior Centers, and this is Prime Time with Bob. And we're going on location. It is so cool because I'm nice and warm and toasty in my office, and Dita's out there on her iPhone in the middle of where? Where are you, Dita?
Well, Bob, I'm Dita. I'm the Assistant Director of the Elizabeth River Trail Foundation, and I am here at Plum Point Park, which is our first signature trailhead, to show you some of the new amenities we've built in the last few years.
Cool. Now, do you spend most of your time walking around the trail and outside having a good old time, or what?
It certainly depends on the week. I love my job because it's all over the place. I'm in the office with Cheryl, I'm in committee meetings, and then I'm also out on the trail doing events, doing site reviews, doing photography. It's awesome.
Okay. Now, I recognize the building behind you because I usually blow past it as fast as I can.
Yes. So
but you're going to encourage me to kind of slow up, right?
What's that?
You're going to encourage me to kind of slow up and enjoy life.
Yeah, and if you get, I wanted to let your audience know, and you as well, that if you get off of Brambleton right here and turn right at that building that you were saying behind me, Fort Norfolk Plaza, we actually have some dedicated parking here. I don't know if you can see the signs behind me, but these signs say reserve, Plum Point Park only, towing enforced. That means that anyone who is visiting the park is welcome to use these spaces. We have 5 regular spaces, and then as I'm heading toward the park, we have 3 handicap spaces. So our goal is to make these trailheads and parks accessible for every type of resident, all ages, mobility, and ability levels.
Now, I could show up with the bike on the back of my Jeep, or the skateboard in the back of my Jeep, like I ride a skateboard, or just my shoes to walk.
Absolutely. Or your kayak.
What?
Yeah, we built a kayak launch.
Okay, now, Dita, I got to tell you, for years, that was kind of my private little park because nobody knew it was there.
Well, that time is over, Bob.
Yeah, but there's so much. And then not far from there, you've got some pretty heavy equipment for obstacle course and fitness and all that stuff too, right?
Absolutely. We have a double turbo challenge course. It's the first one in the country by Compin for people to work out and work on their fitness and strength training. Although the use that it's been getting the most lately has been recess for kids who are doing remote learning during the pandemic. So that's really fun. And right now I'm walking you over to our kayak launch. So this was built in 2019. We launched, the Elizabeth River Trail Foundation launched a capital campaign, a $4 million capital campaign in 2018. And we completed it last year. And with the funds from that, we have been able to complete the Plum Point Park signature trailhead, which includes the kayak launch, the play sculpture, which I'll show you in a little bit, the obstacle course, a walking meditative labyrinth, benches and picnic tables, a bicycle repair station, and a trailhead shelter and map that we will be finishing installing in the next month or 2.
Wow. So if I decide not to bring any of that equipment with me in my Jeep and I just bring a book, can I do that too?
Absolutely. There are plenty of places to hang up a hammock along the edge of the park here, and there are lots of benches looking out over the water that you can sit with a book. Many people take a picnic blanket down to the very end under the tree at the point and read or have a meal together. So absolutely.
Cool. Now, I'm constantly, because we've been told to quarantine, we got to be in, especially with our seniors.
I'm going to walk backwards down this kayak launch while you're talking.
Okay, you're walking backwards, you know that.
Yes. I just said I'm going to walk backwards so you can see it.
Okay, I'll give you a heads up when you get to the end. Trust me.
That might be a very quick end to the interview when the iPhone hits the water.
So if I want to go someplace that really is, you can social distance, you can have fresh air, you can get some exercise or no exercise, this is really the place to come.
Absolutely. And even more so, you can watch other people, kids playing, wave, and not feel like you're endangering yourself or others.
Okay, you lost your railing, so be careful.
Yeah.
So how much does it cost to do all this?
Well, this trailhead I think was definitely $1 to $2 million.
Holy
We got
moly.
engineering. I'm showing you right now the kayak launch. We have this easy launch, and it is made to be completely accessible for all mobility and ages levels. So it's got a bench that you can slide onto
Cool.
from a sitting position into your kayak.
So Dita, this has been done in partnership with the city, but really you guys have been carrying the pardon the pun, the water on it, right?
Yeah, so we do all the fundraising and advocacy. We coordinate the community outreach, generally speaking, and then we build these amenities. And then once they're built and safe and inspected, we gift them to the city for free.
Wow. Now, if I want to use that boat launch, do I have to pay as a John Q. Public?
Absolutely not. All of these are completely free and open 24/7 a day, 24/7 hours a day. For
Wow.
No cost.
That's so cool. Now, so this, are you kind of viewing this as the beginning of the trail?
No, this is right smack in the middle of the trail geographically, but it is our first signature trailhead build out of the 12 planned signature trailheads.
Okay, now the trail goes from where to where or from where to where? Because it's two-way, right?
Yeah, it goes from Norfolk Southern University, which is east of downtown waterfront, through the waterfront. Yep. And that's going to be one of the signature trailheads as well as Norfolk State. We're building a bike pump track with a grant. It's really not us. The city, we co-applied with the city and matched a grant for the city to do a bike pump track, which is kind of like if you've seen like a skate park, but for bikes, where it's got some like little rolly things.
It's kind of like urban dirt biking.
Yes, yes. We're going to put one there. And then it goes through the downtown waterfront, past the pagoda and Freemason, through Fort Norfolk. Then it comes through Plum Point Park here, goes across the Midtown Tunnel to Chelsea neighborhood, then up along West Ghent through the Pines on Redgate Avenue, goes past the Wayne Oak Bird Sanctuary through Jeff Robertson Park, under the Hampton Boulevard underpass, under the railroad at Hampton, through Lambert's Point and ODU campus, through Larchmont neighborhood along the waterfront by the Larchmont Library, then across the Hampton Boulevard Bridge to Lock Haven, and ends just past the Hermitage at Clonclury and Hampton Boulevard. It's a 10.5 mile trail.
Now, you've touched a lot of neighborhoods, and in some places there's the whole NIMBY thing, not in my neighborhood. But you haven't really run into that here, have you?
We really haven't. Most people are very happy to have the trail near their neighborhood and be connected to a safe walking and biking path to all of these amazing parts of the city. We also have a Centera loop that goes into Ghent and around the Hague by Chrysler and can connect people to the Neon. There are city bike lanes on 35th Street that can connect people down to Colonial Place, Highland Park. So it's really nice to be able to hop on your bike or start walking and not feel like you're going to hit some kind of a dangerous intersection or a part that doesn't have a wide enough sidewalk. You know what I mean?
You're right. How close are you to the obstacle course?
Well, since geographically I'm closest to the new play structure, so I'm going to show you that.
Oh, wow. Oh, this isn't my sleepy little park anymore.
You know, I haven't seen it really hopping. I know it is winter, but it does seem like people come in from everywhere from 5 a.m. all the way through sunset, and it's sort of spread out through the day. So I still feel like every time I come here, it's super peaceful, even though there's a few people. There's someone here reading on a bench,
So
and then they're playing on the play sculpture. So this play sculpture is designed by Playworld, and it doesn't have swings, it doesn't have a slide. It has these really cool ropes and ultra strong straps, some of which are very low to the ground, and people of all ability levels can find a way to play on it.
Oh, that is so cool. Dita, I was having today a Zoom meeting with our caregivers as part of our adult day center.
Uh-huh.
And one of the gals just smiled from ear to ear because for the first time, she had a friend call and say, I need a walking buddy. And she was able to have some free time just going for a socially distanced walk and talk. And I kind of see this as a great place for that to happen. So even though you're spending all this money on structures and that, just walking is cool.
Absolutely. There's so much to see, and every day we're putting in. That's what I was going to tell you about the history of the park.
Yeah.
In 2004, WPL redid the site design for it and planted all of these native grasses and shoreline restoration work. So there's beautiful views all along the edge of the park. There's informational signs about the history of Fort Norfolk and this area, from defending Norfolk against the British in the War of 1812 to the environmental redesign strategy and the types of plants that were used. So there's definitely a lot to get out of just walking around, taking in the views, reading the signs with a buddy or alone.
Yeah. And if you put people watching it, it'll be different every time you're out there.
Absolutely. We have high traffic from the shipyard, the workers, the medical staff from across Brambleton at the hospital and Norfolk Plaza here. They're finishing building the Harbor's Edge senior living facility. So there should be at all times all kinds of folks using this section. Plum Point's especially good people watching, in my opinion, on the trail.
Well, you mentioned we spend a lot of time focused on recreational, but actually being an urban center, it's a way of transport, walking to work, walking to home.
Absolutely. There are people that use the trail to commute. I'm about to be one of them for a couple months, actually.
Cool.
From Lock Haven to downtown.
All right. Well, I feel like I need to warn you that the further away you walk from your car, the further walk you got to go back. You do know that.
That's true.
What is this here that we're looking at?
This is right across from the obstacle course, but you can really see some of the work WPL did in 2004 here with those rocky berms to protect the shoreline from erosion and try to prevent runoff.
Talk about a commuter right behind you.
Yep, that was a shipyard worker walking probably home from his shift.
We got about a minute and a half left.
All right, well, then here's our newest prize.
Wow. Now, are you gonna participate in that, or just gonna show it to us?
You know what? I should send you the video of Brad McMurrin from Push Comedy Theater running it to demonstrate.
There you go. That would have been a hoot.
Well, it's on YouTube, so I'll send you a link to attach to this video in the comments, because it is much funnier than if I tried to do it for you right now.
Did he get winded?
A little bit, yeah. So yeah, this is the Double Turbo Challenge course. It's got a play and pour floor, so it's really squishy, and so it's super safe. We've got some benches over here for people to sit and watch other people use it. And on January 30th, we're having a tree planting day to finish all the landscaping for around the obstacle course.
Wonderful. So if a senior wants to do virtual our classes, they can get themselves in shape to get on the course and go to the next level.
Absolutely. We're going to be looking at partnering with fitness places to do classes on the obstacle course. I think Adroit and Latitude Fitness have already done some like high intensity interval training, but my goal is to make sure there are classes for all ages and ability levels, low intensity, just to like help with mobility and joint health. So we'll definitely keep you in the loop on that, especially as Harbor's Edge gets close to opening.
Yeah, sounds great. Dita, thanks for giving us a thumbnail course. And we're going to assume that you got back to your car or your bike. Did you get there by bike or by car?
By car this time. I'm headed down into the office for the afternoon. So yeah, I'm not far and I love it here. So I'll be good. Thank you.
Well, thank you for really spearheading this. And the Elizabeth River Trail is doing some awesome stuff in an urban setting that for a long time, some people said you can't do biking in Norfolk, but you're showing that you can. You can bike, you can walk, you can skateboard, and just kind of mosey around and read